Star Trek Voyager's Salamander episode is better than you think. Often maligned for its salamanders, Voyager's Season 2 episode Threshold hides a story about what it means to be important in an infinite universe. One of Star Trek's most maligned episodes is Star Trek Voyager Season 2, Episode 15, Threshold, but it's actually better than its reputation would suggest. Threshold's claim to fame is its memorable ending, in which Lt. Tom Paris, Robert Duncan McNeil, kidnaps Captain Catherine Janeway, Kate Mulgrew, and takes her on a Warp-10 journey similar to his own. Lt. Tuvok, Timorous, and Ensign Harry Kim, Garrett Wang, trace Paris' stolen shuttle to a planet and discover that Paris and Janeway have inexplicably transformed into creatures resembling salamanders with a small brood of salamander babies. It's a deeply silly concept that creates plot holes, sure. An easy ticket to the Alpha Quadrant is right there if the crew of the USS Voyager would let themselves be turned into amphibians, since Captain Janeway and Paris are both their normal human selves once they are back on board. Temporary scales are a small price to pay for utilizing Warp-10 technology to get back home, after all. The hatchlings, ostensibly Paris and Janeway's offspring, were left behind to fend for themselves since they are never seen again. However, the fact is issues result directly from the wacky salamander ending and don't take into account the rest of the episode. Star Trek Voyager's Season 2 episode Threshold is great until the end. Before the bizarre salamander twist in the final act, Threshold is actually a good Star Trek Voyager episode. Lieutenant Tom Paris longs to be remembered for something greater than his current criminal reputation, and he finds it in the opportunity to build and pilot a vessel that crosses the Warp-10 threshold. Paris is gutted when a variance in the test run puts Harry Kim in the driver's seat, and Tom's plea to Captain Janeway to let him pilot the modified shuttle is aching and palpable. Paris needs to put his mark on history and believes doing this might make him worthy in his estranged father's eyes. It would make his life matter. Threshold is, in fact, the story about what ultimately matters. During Paris' flight, Warp-10 places him simultaneously everywhere, with space folding infinitely around him until it ceases making sense. Paris' desperate need to correct a seemingly failed life by doing something important falls away as he transcends normal spacetime.